Forex is also known as Sintra overseas, and it can be found in plastic or sometimes rubber stores. It comes in different thicknesses, starting from 1 mm to usually 19 mm. I use 1, 2 and 3 mm sheets in my projects. The first is really soft, it can be bent easily, feels like styrene but not as strong. The 2 mm is still pretty soft and I find it the best solution with most of my projects. The 3 mm is sturdy but hard to bend. In order to make thicker objects, you can glue a mix of these three. Forex can be cut with a regular cutter, even though I prefer X-Acto knives for handling. Keep in mind that if you need to make a straight cut, you might want to buy a bigger cutter, something I always forget to do. Right now, I'm making a shelf for my parents' fridge.
A part in the fridge just broke, it was made of glass, so I told them, why don't you make it of Forex? And they said, yeah, who's gonna make it? And I said, well, that would be me! Yeah!
So the shelf is going to be a 31 cm per 47.6 cm rectangle, 6 mm thick. Being just 3 mm, the max thickness available to me, I'm going to cut two parts of Forex and then glue them together. Now that we have the parts, we can use a multi-purpose glue. Could have also used a super glue, but the parts are too big and the cost would be just too high. After you have spread some glue all over the part, instead of putting it on the other part too, as it is said on the instructions, just slip it over and then break the two parts apart right away. Wait 10 seconds instead of 10 minutes and then put them back together. Now they just hold fine, but the glue works with pressure. The more the pressure, the more the whole power the glue will have. For small objects, you can use clamps. Those are just fine. Just keep in mind the Forex is pressure sensitive, so if you use a clamp with an irregular tip, it will leave a dent into it, just like this. If you have bigger things to glue, just put it on a flat surface, put something really heavy on it, and then step on it, dance, have fun, exaggerate!
So it's fun gluing Forex, you know. Alright.
Okay, the parts are now glued. Now on the bending part. Forex is also heat sensitive, meaning that it reacts to heat. You can bend it to make it get a shape and stay like that permanently. Keep in mind that it can only be bent on one axis. If you want to make a sphere or anything that bends on two axes, forget it. You need to work your way around, but I'll show you later on. So you'll need a heat gun. A heat gun is something like a big hair dryer. Works better, faster, and if you want to do a nice prank, give it to your girlfriend while she's drying her hair. No, okay, just kidding. Do not do that, really. Unless you want Darth Vader in your bed. Honey, it's time to go to sleep. When heating Forex, try to keep the gun at a distance of at least 20 centimeters or 7 inches. If you put the gun too close, the results are not going to be pleasant. Forex is used because it's nice and smooth surface, but getting the heat too close will make it burn. That's a result, and you don't want that unless you're not trying to achieve a burnt texture. As you heat the part, you can check if it's ready to be bent. Don't wait for it to be too loose, otherwise the edges will rise and your fingers will leave prints. Always spread the heat uniformly and don't dwell on a particular spot, unless you just need that spot to be bent. You can achieve wonderful and a lot of things with Forex, such as helmets, shin guards, armors, shields, and a lot of complex shapes. Most of the times, you will need to get more parts together and then use other materials to get an even and smooth surface. That's a case of putties and fillers, which I will be talking about in the next week video. But take care, fellas, and have a good day. Fulvio Panese here for Alpha Studios, Zbrasbis.